So it's been about 3 days since my last vlog, and today I want to make a video kind of detailing what I was actually doing last week. I know a lot of you guys saw me start a vlog series Monday through Friday, just kind of my behind the scenes look at me getting ready to shoot my upcoming short film, Trickle Down Autonomy. Now, I know a lot of times when you're watching my videos, you see me do a lot of how-to videos, but I'd like to emphasize that I'm teaching you filmmaking and I'm learning filmmaking by doing filmmaking. So that's kind of the difference between my channel and a lot of other channels. That's where we differentiate ourselves. We talk about filmmaking, we talk about how to do filmmaking, and then we actually go out and do it. So again, this video is just going to walk you through last week, Monday through Friday, as to what I was doing behind the scenes, gearing up for my short film that we shot on Friday, the first half of the short film, and we have to complete the other half next week, actually. So stick around, guys. All that and more coming up on the DSLR Chronicles. Hello, everyone. This is Paul T. Thanks again for checking out the DSLR Chronicles, where together we will master filmmaking one frame at a time. So in a new addition to the DSLR Chronicles, hope you guys like my sweater. I got it from spreadshirt.com. They are not a sponsor. I literally just went there, created a couple of sweaters. You probably saw my other video last week where I had I had the Bad Joe's production sweater. And I just thought I'd want to wear them sometimes whenever I'm actually doing my vlogs to kind of just, help promote the channel. So hope you guys like it. I think I'll be wearing them a few times. I've got some t-shirts as well. And if I get creative again, I'll make some more and I'll have a bunch of different looks. So that's that. On to today's video. So again, last week I was gearing up to shoot my the first half of my short film, Trickle Down Autonomy, that's coming up. And I decided that I wanted to show you guys a behind the scenes look of me getting prepared for that all throughout the week. So I started on Monday and kind of just did an intro video talking about the fact that I was going to be doing behind the scenes series. In that video, I kind of just mentioned that at the moment I was going through the process of finding some PAs because two of my PAs had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts. And so that was a challenge right there. And again, that stems along the line of, how to produce a short film. Sometimes uncertainty and things like that come up and you have to adjust very quickly in order to keep your project on schedule. On Tuesday, you actually saw me make a video calling one of the PAs who had sent me their information, who wanted to be a part of the production. And also in that video, I gave some information and advice on, if you're a producer like myself or you're, casting director, actor, actress, model, that you may want to look into something called Google Voice and Google Hangouts. Some of you may be familiar with it, especially if you got an Android and it may come native. The Google Hangouts may come native to your phone. Me, I use iOS and I have an iPhone. So it was very easy to set up. You go to Google Voice, make up a number, and pick an area code similar to where you'd want it to be. And then you can have your main number forwarded to that number because it's all connected. And it's a great way to keep all of your personal information from out there. And so that's what I do whenever I'm casting for short films and, doing crew calls because, you got people calling you all the time. Well, they're not calling you all the time, but you need to give out your information in order to connect with them. But you don't want people having your personal information. So literally you make up a number on Google Voice. It masks that number to connect to your personal number. So whenever people contact you, they call that number and it goes to your main number. And when you place calls, you can place calls through Google Hangout, as well as receive calls through Google Hangout, as well as make text messages through Google Hangout. So it's pretty neat. If you guys haven't had a chance to check that out, I'd highly recommend it. And even on my business cards, I have my Google Hangout number or Google Voice number. And the funny thing about that was I made a lot of business cards to begin with when I first got back into filmmaking, and it had my personal number. And again, in that Tuesday's video, I talk about that backstory about how, a female let me know that I was messing up, giving up my personal information. And so I had to destroy all of those business cards, order some completely new ones all over again, a whole new batch. And that's when I added my Google Voice number. So again, highly recommend it, guys. Check out that feature and, good way to protect your privacy. In that video, I also mentioned too that as a producer, I receive a lot of casting calls a lot of resumes. And on those resumes, I would see people post their, physical address, and some even went as far as to post their apartment address. And, in my Facebook groups that I'm a part of for filmmaking here in Houston, I posted that video and just kind of let everybody know that, hey, the only information you should be sending out is, your telephone number, your email, and then some of the relevant work you've done. Nobody needs your physical address. Me, myself personally, I just need to know that you're here in Houston, Texas, because that's only who I'm working with at this point. People who are in the Houston and surrounding areas. With the whole, internet and all that stuff, as much as we like to take selfies and post, you see me all the time posting on Instagram and Snapchat stories, things like that. Still want to keep some of your stuff closely held tight so that, you don't get a bunch of crazies hitting you up and things like that. It's very good to start off with that practice, because if you become someone famous, then, you've already got those good best practices in place to kind of protect yourself and mitigate any kind of situations coming up. So in Wednesday's video, I talked about the need as a film producer to take care of your people, because in return, they'll take care of you. And the basis of that video was that, I always bring water and snacks like that to my shoots, so that, whenever we're taking a break or if somebody just needs water, it's there and it's available. I did talk about the fact that when I first started doing that, I was kind of doing it wrong. So I would go and buy sandwiches. I'd go buy, buffalo wings, chicken fingers, things like that. And surprisingly, not a lot of people ate that stuff up. And there was a lot of money that went wasted. It was just sitting there in my refrigerator. I didn't even eat a lot of it because it was just too much. So this time going forward, I did something a little different. I've always had the fruit snacks, and those are pretty popular. I got some chips this time, that had the little the multiple mini packs that had like pretzels and the Smart Food popcorn and the, Cheetos, things like that. Had some water, and I had a lot of granola bars with what is it, Nature Zone. Is that Nature Zone? Nature Valley. So from the shoot. Nature Valley. These are, I don't know if my camera can focus up on those. Anyway, these are pretty popular. I'm sure you have these in your local grocery store. And I like these myself. And I had a bunch of I have my bags in because the crew really love this stuff. So, I just had some Welch's fruit snacks. You can get these from the grocery store. I went to Walmart, got them, what I'm saying? And it was like, it's got a different boxes and just put them all into one Ziploc bag. And yeah, they were a big hit. And I told my people once they left, take as much as you want. And they literally raided my ice chest. So that was pretty cool. And I'm going to buy some more for next week's shoot. So, and then I rounded out that video just talking about, also the fact that it goes back to one of my videos I did talking about, really keeping in mind where your locations are, because, you want to have access to bathrooms if people need to run to the bathroom. And there were people that needed to run to the bathroom on the shoot that I did on Friday. And we were literally just, not that far away from it where people could go take care of their business and come back. Now imagine if we were out in the woods somewhere or, way outside the city, and there was no place for people to do that. So again, it goes back to keeping in mind whenever you're writing your script, don't write anything too crazy to where you won't be able to have access to restrooms and things like that. Because at this level, short filmmaking, we don't have the money to be renting porta potties and things like that. We just don't. So just keep that in mind as you're writing your stuff and going forward. Thursday's video was literally just me saying that I didn't have much to say for that video that day because I had wanted to spend the rest of that evening prepping for the shoot for the next day, which was on Friday. I did talk about, interestingly, which I planned to do in a vlog itself, but I touched on it a bit in that video. I talked about my background to where, after coming out of the military, I went to film school for a little bit and, stopped because I wanted to, use the money that I was getting from my GI Bill in order to get a quote unquote real degree. And then I could always use my job that I got from that degree to pay for my hobbies, which is filmmaking, and come back to this. So I gave you a little bit of history that, I was doing filmmaking back in the 2006, 2007 time frame. And then again, I stopped 2008, went to community college, went to university, got my degree, working in the corporate world now, and came back to filmmaking. So that was Thursday's video. And then Friday, I really didn't have a vlog. If you follow me on Snapchat and Instagram, you saw that I was posting stories and pictures from around the set. And, you saw some pictures of the cast and crew and things like that. And, I got some behind the scenes footage of, the shoot that we did that day. And I'm looking at the footage that we shot and it looks perfect. And if you saw on Instagram and in the Facebook groups that I'm in and things like that, you saw a still photo that I posted with the title of Trickle Down Autonomy on it. And I'll probably show it in this video as well. But, it's got a lot of likes and things like that. And again, everything looks really good. Really excited to be shooting, next week's second half of this, and then putting it all together and then releasing it for everyone to see, and then doing it all over again with a new project. So that's what I love about this stuff. You do it, you release it, and then you do it again, and you keep doing it again, you keep doing it again, because every time you do it more, you learn different things, you meet new people and things like that. So as we were leaving, though, we got rained on, and a couple of times it sprinkled while we were shooting. I mean, luckily we were under tree cover, and I became really concerned because I was concerned my camera gear would get wet, and I didn't have any capacity to shoot in the rain. All week last week it was talking about how it was going to rain, but it was going to rain in the PM. We were doing really good on time, but around 11:30ish, getting toward that noon time, the clouds started getting grayer, and like I said, we got sprinkles here and there, and I was like, man, we're very close to being done. I just needed to hold out until I can finish, and it did. And it didn't rain until after we stood around and talked some and took selfies and things like that as we packed up and were actually walking away. So we're wrapping up just as it's raining, and I'm getting rained on right now. It's pretty messed up, but whatever, we're good. All my equipment's safe. We're done. We were literally walking away as it was raining, but all of my gear was safe. The backpack I have from my Amazon is waterproof, so none of my gear got damaged, which was great because I need all of my gear to continue shooting. And so that's another thing you have to keep in mind again when it comes to locations. Like I said in that video, I talked about, the reason I really don't like shooting outdoors is because you can't control for the elements. But at the same time, I don't want all of my footage to look the same to where I'm always indoors, You get a lot of beautiful footage outdoors with just the natural scenery and things like that. So as much as you can, just shoot for what you can do and just watch the weather and things like that. I'm really going to be watching the weather closely next week because if it gets to the point to where it's storming, like it's storming today here in Houston, then I wouldn't be able to shoot. And interesting enough that we were actually supposed to shoot on last Saturday instead of that Friday. What happened was that somebody needed to adjust the schedule in order for it to work for them. So everybody agreed after checking with everybody that they could do Friday. And so we shot on Friday, but Saturday was a washout as far as rain and stuff. So imagine that, and we switched all of this way before we found out it was going to be raining on Saturday. So thankfully, it worked out well because I didn't want to have to wait a whole nother week in order to shoot the first half of this. And then, keep adjusting everybody's schedule and asking people to adjust theirs in order to get this done. So thankfully, all of that worked out. This week, I'm going to be getting back into my how-to stuff. I've got some time between, the next shoot. And really all I'm doing right now is marrying up my audio with the video footage. Because as you guys know, I record my audio and my video separately. And I use my, NTG3 Rode microphone, which I love. And I'm actually recording separate audio here on my vlog that I'm doing right now. And the microphone is on top of the camera. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Be sure if you like this video, please click the thumbs up button. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click that notification bell, because once I upload, that's when you get a notification that I've got a new video out. And also be sure to follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. It's IAM_Paul T. Again, both of those accounts are IAM_Paul T. I'm always posting on there. And, I'm doing daily, just stories of what I'm doing throughout the day. And interesting enough, yesterday, I posted a pretty random, photo on Instagram, and I got a like from none other than Brett Ratner. And you guys know who Brett Ratner is, the guy who directed all the Rush Hour movies. And literally, this is the official Brett Ratner. So here I am down here and, trying to make Itville. And, I got recognition by somebody way up there, which is pretty cool. And so, again, I just have a lot of fun on Instagram, and I'm glad that somebody that high up really liked what I'm doing. So, and again, that's all I have for this video, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.